Alright, so we back, y'all. And I'm gonna warn you, things about to get pretty raunchy. Ezekiel chapter 16 is definitely not for children, y'all. Verse 1. Then the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, make known to Jerusalem her abominations, and say, Thus says Lord Yahweh to Jerusalem, Your origin and your birth are from the land of the Canaanite. Your father was an Amorite, your mother a Hittite. Now, you need to read the book of Numbers to know something about the Canaanites, the Amorites, and the Hittites. But in case you didn't know, they did practice child sacrifice, as well as other abominable things before the Lord. I mean, it's why they were driven out of the land. As for your birth, on the day you were born, your navel cord was not cut, nor were you washed with water for cleansing. You were not rubbed with salt or even wrapped in cloths. No eye had pity on you to do any of these things for you, to have compassion on you. Rather, you were thrown out into the open field, for your soul was abhorred on the day you were born. That sounds terrible. Then I passed by you and saw you squirming in your blood. So I said to you while you were in your blood, live. Indeed, I said to you while you were in your blood, live. I made you numerous like plants of the field. Then you grew up, became tall, and came into the age of fine ornaments. Your breasts were formed, and your hair had grown, yet you were naked and bare. Then I passed by you and saw you, and behold, you were at the time for love. So I spread my skirt over you and covered your nakedness. I also swore to you and entered into a covenant with you so that you become mine, declares Lord Yahweh. Now, I know people on this app was talking about Ashtaroth was God's first wife. No, Jerusalem was God's wife. That's why he told the prophet Hosea to go marry the harlot. Anyways, then I washed you with water, rinsed your blood off from you, and anointed you with oil. I also clothed you with embroidered cloth and put sandals of porpoise skin on your feet, and I wrapped you with fine linen and covered you with silk. Can't say Yahweh ain't treat her nice out here, you feel me? I also adorned you with ornaments and put bracelets on your hands and a necklace around your neck. I also put a ring in your nose, earrings in your ears, and a splendid crown on your head. Thus you were adorned with gold and silver, and your clothing was of fine linen, silk, and embroidered cloth. You ate fine flour, honey, and oil. So you were exceedingly beautiful and advanced to royalty. I'm curious to know what you guys' impression of this is thus far. I think y'all know where we going with this. But we're going to keep going here because nobody touches this. Then your name went forth among the nations on account of your beauty, for it was perfect because of my majesty, which I set on you, declares Yahweh. Remember, she was a bloody mess when he found her. She did nothing for herself. She was abandoned by her idolatrous and child sacrificing parents, you feel me? But you trusted in your beauty and played the harlot because of your name, and you poured out your harlotries on every passerby who might be willing. So, in the spirit of the women today, she decided to get herself an OnlyFans account, and she decided to compete in the whole Olympics and go for the gold, so to speak. You took some of your clothes, made for yourself high places of various colors, and played the harlot on them, which should never come about nor happen. He says, you also took your splendid jewelry made of my gold, and of my silver, which I had given you, and made for yourself male images, that you might play the harlot with them. Then you took your embroidered cloth and covered them and gave my oil and my incense before them. Also my bread, which I gave you, fine flour, oil, and honey, with which I had you eat. You gave before them for a soothing aroma. So it happened, declares the Lord Yahweh. What he's talking about is how they burn incense and they offer these things to the idols. You know what I'm saying? That they're creating by the hand. Moreover, you took your sons and daughters, whom you had born to me, and sacrificed them to idols to be devoured. Were your harlotries so small a matter? Look, y'all, Israel was in a very depraved state, and there was a lot of treachery going on, even in the temple. But here we're talking about Judah, specifically Jerusalem. You slaughtered my children and gave them up to idols by causing them to pass through the fire. Besides all your abominations and harlotries, you did not remember the days of your youth, when you were naked and bare. You were squirming in your blood. It's funny how that is, man. Like we're so quick to forget the past. We're so quick to forget where we come from, you dig? I believe that's why in the book of Revelation, she's called the puffed up and haughty city. I'll never be divorced. I'm no widow. I'm no, whatever. You feel me? She's like, I'll never see sorrow. Anyways, now it happened after all your evil. Woe, woe to you, declares Lord Yahweh, that you built yourself a shrine and made yourself a high place in every square. You built yourself a high place at the head of every street and made your beauty abominable, and you spread your legs to every passerby to multiply your harlotries. God damn. So when she's called the mother of all harlots in Revelation, this is not a reference to Babylon being the first to have all these mystery religions. No, Jerusalem had all these religions too. And no, it's not me making it up. This is Ezekiel speaking by the word of the Lord. So this is what God is saying. You also played the harlot with the Egyptians, your lustful neighbors, and you multiplied your harlotry to provoke me to anger. Behold now, I have stretched out my hand against you and cut off your rations, and I gave you up to the desire of those who hate you, the daughters of the Philistines who are ashamed of your lewd way. Which is saying a lot because the Philistines were just as bad. Moreover, you played the harlot with the Assyrians because you were not satisfied. You played the harlot with them and still were not satisfied. You also multiplied your harlotry with the land of merchants, Chaldea, yet even with this you were not satisfied. How languishing is your heart, declares Lord Yahweh, while you do all these things, the actions of a bald-faced harlot. It's not admirable to act like a hoe, ladies. When you built your shrines at the head of every way and made your high place in every square, and disdaining your earnings, you were not like a harlot. It's funny because he's about to break down how she has the game backwards. Yahweh says, you adulterous wife who takes strangers instead of her husband. Men give gifts to all harlots, but you give your gifts to all your lovers to bribe them to come to you from all around for your harlotries. Wow. So she's got the OnlyFans account, but she's giving her proceeds out to her lovers. You feel? That's crazy. Or I should say to her subscribers, right? Anyways, thus you are the opposite of those women in your harlotries, in that no one plays the harlot as you do, because you give away your earnings and no earnings are given to you. That's crazy. Thus, you are the opposite. And it's crazy because back in Revelation, we see that the kings of the earth, all the merchants, were made rich and wealthy off of her harlotries. You feel me? Therefore, O harlot, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus says Lord Yahweh. Because your lewdness was poured out and your nakedness uncovered through your harlotries with your lovers and with all your abominable idols, and because of the blood of your sons, which you gave to idols, therefore, behold, I will gather all your lovers with whom you took pleasure, even all those whom you loved, and all those whom you hated. So I will gather them against you from all around and uncover your nakedness to them, that they may see all your nakedness. Thus I will judge you like women who commit adultery or shed blood are judged. And I will bring on you the blood of wrath and jealousy. Y'all can't tell me this ain't what we see being exacted in the book of Revelation, chapters 17 and 18. Don't worry, we're going to go there. I'm sorry, not 17, but definitely 18 and 19. We're going to go there, though. Don't worry about it. I will also give you into the hands of your lovers, and they will pull down your shrines, tear down your high places, strip you of your clothing, take away your splendid jewelry, and will leave you naked and bare. They will bring up an assembly against you, and they will stone you and cut you to pieces with their swords. They will burn your houses with fire and execute judgments on you in the sight of many women. Then I will make you cease from playing the harlot, and you will also no longer give your earnings to your lovers. So I will cause my wrath against you to be at rest, and my jealousy will depart from you, and I will be quiet, and I will not be provoked anymore. Part 3 is the finale, y'all. Catch y'all there.